Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. I'm pretty sure I was, no, I think I upload. I think I'm uploading on time. I think I'm on time. It's just been a lot going on. Just get back in town and just with work and everything. It's just a lot's been going on. But I'm glad I got this done early so I can just get out the way. So this is going to be a different kind of story for today. I felt like I wanted to switch it up and do something different. Hold on. Oh, it's done. Okay, cool. So I wanted to switch it up this week and do something different. I felt like I was kind of getting tired of the stories or whatever. The last one was pretty cool. It was good. It's just, I wanted to switch it up and give different stories because there's way more other stories, crazy situations that I've been through other than, with my whole ex-husband and everything. But this is going to be a different story. And I think the way I came up with why I wanted to tell this story so much is because I just thought about it like the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I said, I could tell this, like, this is crazy. So this is pretty much like a story about me actually ghosting a guy. He was like much older than me, but I think I was really a little bit younger. And it was just some things that I just weren't comfortable with. Like I said, you're more than welcome to comment down below or whatever if you can understand where I'm coming from with this, because I don't know about anybody else, but it was a very uncomfy situation for me. So, but before I get into the story, make sure that y'all like and subscribe. As always, I appreciate the views. They've been going up with the videos. I appreciate that so much. And I also appreciate comments too. You can leave anything. You can leave emoji. You can leave a heart. You can leave a check. You can leave anything, because those comments and those likes, they help push my videos out so they can be seen more. And they also help, bring in, well, that's the goal, to get more subscribers. So I appreciate that if you could do that for me, please. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So I would say this story probably took place like around either the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017, and I believe it was the beginning of 2017, because the end of 2016 I had just moved to West Virginia with my mom. I had been in a crazy living situation, coming from Baltimore, because that's where I'm originally from, Baltimore. And pretty much I just had a very complicated living situation, and not even really a living situation. It was kind of just like on and off, kind of homeless, jumping from couch to couch surfing, home surfing, bed surfing, whatever you want to call it, renting rooms. Like, it was just a hot mess, very complicated. So the end of 2016 was a pretty rough year for me. And my mom had just decided, look, you don't have a choice no more. You're not gonna be running around the streets anymore. You're gonna come with me to West Virginia and you're gonna get yourself together. And I knew, as much as I did not want to go to West Virginia, as much as I wanted to be running the streets in Baltimore, I really didn't have no much for choice. I didn't have anyone. So I didn't have anywhere to go, whatever. So, you know, but yeah, pretty much I moved to West Virginia. Eventually, I would say a month or so, I had got a job. And I think I was like 19 or 20 at this time. Probably, was I think it was, I think I was 20. I think I was 20. And I think my first job started at McDonald's. Ugh, and I will never work there or any fast food place again. I don't knock anybody that does it, but it's not for me. Like, just being around people in general is always a challenge, because people are constantly being weird, and I don't got time for that. But doing that, if you ever worked in a fast food place, you can just be minding your business, being nice, and just the how the customers are, and even some of the crew members are, and it's just like, this is not it. This is not it. I can't do it. And yeah, and call me a little prissy, and then the outfits, like, come on, like, no. You see how I dress? No, that's a no. But pretty much, I hadn't started the job yet. I did the interview already. I believe they gave me my uniforms and stuff not too long after, but I did have to do my orientation. And so, the orientation was all the way out Winchester. You know where Winchester is if you're from West Virginia, or you've been to West Virginia, or you've been to Winchester. You know it's a bit of a drive from West Virginia to Winchester. And at this time, I did not drive. I'm coming from Baltimore. So pretty much in Baltimore, I mean, it's pretty normal. A lot of people drive, but a lot of people also ride the bus. They ride a bike, they ride a scooter, they ride a power scooter or something, anything to get around. So it's really not hard to get around. And honestly, I wasn't like on my grind. I wasn't financially stable. It's like I did get money. I always had a job. I was never a bum or anything. But the problem was back then, I was just giving my money to just anybody. I was giving everybody handouts, looking out for everybody, and nobody was looking out for me, pretty much. I was being stupid, dating guys, giving them money or whatever. And these dudes could care less about me. But, when you young and dumb and doing stupid stuff, being out there, it's complicated. But, yes, and I didn't plan on having a car. I felt like, especially living in Baltimore, I felt like I was going to get my license sooner or later, but I wasn't in a rush. So moving out here, where it ain't nothing but like, it's barely any sidewalks. Everything you got to get to, you got to pretty much, you have to learn how to drive, or you got to get a ride, or you got to catch a cab or something. And for a while I did, I did have a little bike or whatever that I would ride. That would give me my little exercise out here. And the places weren't really too far to walk, for at least for me, because like I said, I've been in shape for years. Like, I've done like weight training. I've always been in shape, and I've always like walking and running and just getting the exercise and just clearing my head. So it really didn't bother me at the time. But certain places like Hagerstown, Winchester, what other places like Harper's Ferry or Charlestown and stuff like that, places like that, like a little bit outside of West Virginia, you're gonna have to get a car. And just being in West Virginia, period, because that's where I am, Martinsburg. Well, that's where I was. I live in Hagerstown. I don't live in West Virginia anymore. But just being in Martinsburg, just in that city, you're gonna have to just get a car regardless. You're gonna have to get a car, especially at night. You can't be, and that's what I used to be doing, walking home at night in the dark. And that's that Baltimore mentality. When you're used to, that's what stuff I would do, get off the bus late at night and stuff, which you should not be doing. Don't do that, especially as a woman. But I'm used to just being independent like that and getting stuff my own. If you can't, you got to make it happen regardless. So that's what I do. If I need to get on a bus, I wasn't too proud to do that. If I had to walk, I wasn't too proud to do that. And, some things you just have to do on your own. So even though my mom would help me from time to time being out there or whatever, she would give me rides and stuff when I needed to. But of course, she has a job. She has her own life. She can't just be riding me around all the time. So, and I'm not a bum. So as I started, making money and get myself together again, like, I can find a way to get myself around. So sometimes I would catch cabs. Sometimes I would ride my bike. Sometimes I would walk if it wasn't far enough for me or whatever. And people would look at me crazy, like, you doing all that walking? You gonna give me a ride? You gonna help me out? Are you on my body? Are you gonna do this for me? Okay, then. So stay in your lane and let Courtney do Courtney. Courtney got this. It's okay. If Courtney need help, Courtney gonna ask for it. But until then, let Courtney do what Courtney do. Yes. So, I think my mom has something to do that day, so she wasn't able to take me. But that was okay. I said, because I could get like a cab, because I don't know if they do cabs out in Martinsburg anymore. But when I had first moved out here, they had cabs. It was just a little rare, but they didn't really come around much. But I was always getting a cab before I got into the Uber and the Lyft thing. So I decided that this day I wanted to catch me a little a cab. So, I get myself together the day of or whatever. I called a cab and I let them know what time to come and get me. I'm getting myself together, getting freshened up, get myself ready. And so I'm waiting for the cab to come. The cab comes or whatever. The driver, he greets me or whatever. I get in, and he's pleasant. He's very respectful. He's nice or whatever. He's okay. He's a little, I'm trying to be respectful because, but he's real chill. He was real nice. I told him where I needed to go, all the way out in Winchester. And maybe the time has changed, maybe because it's different detours now and stuff, but it was like an hour drive. Like, and I could only imagine how much I paid him or whatever, but I was like, I know that was an hour drive, so it must have been a couple dollars. Like, that was a lot. That was a long drive. It was, so I had plenty of time to just sit, relax, and just be on my phone and just chill. And, as we're driving, we got a little way to go, whatever. So he's just making conversation. He's being nice, or he's being respectful. I'm not thinking anything of it or whatever. He's asking me, like, where I'm from. He's asking me my age, like, where am I new to Martinsburg or whatever? Where am I going at? What do I got something, special job where I'm running errands or whatever? And I tell him, I answer him because he seemed not weird enough to not off out of the ordinary or whatever. And he seemed real cool. I liked his vibe. So I started having a conversation with him, telling him where I'm from and all this stuff. I'm asking him, where he's from. He's telling me about his life and kids and everything. He told me that he had like 4 kids, I believe. And he told me he was 37. And I think, like I said, I was either like, I had to been 20 at the time. So I was 20. And, after a while, he starts like, when you a girl or just a man in general, like you can pick up people's vibe when they're being flirty or when they're trying to talk to you or something like that. And it was subtle. It wasn't like, yeah, like you fine as I don't know what. I need to get like, yeah. It was very subtle, but he was obviously flirting. He was just trying to not do too much with it. I think I'm losing my voice. But I was just, I was kind of feeling his vibe. I was like, oh, he's nice or whatever. And I had a whole messy situation with like a few guys in Baltimore or whatever. So I'm not gonna lie, in that moment, being down financially, just being down emotionally, I just felt like, let me talk to somebody, enjoy, have a little fun and do something or whatever. So I was just making conversation, nothing really, I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think anything would really come out of it. So, we're just typing it up. Obviously, we're vibing. He seems like a nice person. And actually, let me give him a name while we're here. I really didn't want to give him like a real name or anything because it's not too many instances that we have. Yes, we ended up like talking and being like, I would say intimate, but he's not really important. He's not really an important person or whatever, important character or whatever. And this is probably going to be the only story involving him. So we're just going to call him E. So E, we're just vibing, like we're just talking as we get there. And before you know it, we finally get to my place where our orientation is. And I think my mom was coming to pick me up. I don't think I caught a cab back home. I think that she came to pick me up. She just had something to do early on in that day, but she had planned to come and get me. So I was like, all right, that's cool. And, I go to my orientation before I get out, we just talk to each other. And he was very cool. I just like this vibe. I like guys that don't do too much. I don't like guys that are super pushy and aggressive and thirsty or have a nasty attitude. It's like, it's nothing wrong with knowing what you want, but you got to come correct. You got to come correct to me because I'm just very feisty. And, I believe in that kind of mutual respect for each other. Like, if you don't do them, so maybe some girls like that. I don't know. Not me, but and it's because I'm used to those dudes in Baltimore that are just like, come here, like, what? Come, let me talk to you. What you want? Like, what's up? Like, like, put your number in my phone. Like, they're very aggressive. So I guess that's where I just learned how to, you got to be aggressive back and tell them no. No means no. If I'm interested, you will know. If I'm not, you will know. So calm down. So if you ever been to Baltimore, I'm sure you know, or if you're from Baltimore, I'm sure you're aware of how most men, not all men, but most men are out there. And it's just, that's too much. That's a lot, especially with me having anxiety and PTSD. Don't be giving off all that, giving off all that testosterone. Just calm down. Just let it happen. Just let it flow. So, as I'm about to get out, I'm thanking him, I'm greeting him or whatever. Excuse me. And he was just like, I'm sorry, but would you mind if we kept in touch? Like, would you mind if we, like, if I can get your number or whatever? And I was just like, you know what? It's been a while. I haven't talked to anybody. I say, he cute or whatever. Like, he's a nice guy. He's a little bit older than me, I would say. So why not? So I give him my number. I'm trying to figure out if I um got his Facebook and stuff later on, but I do know we had exchanged numbers. I'm pretty sure we did. Either we exchanged numbers or we did Facebook, or we ended up doing both later on or whatever. But I did get his contact information. He said, yeah, you'll hear from me or whatever. Like, we should hang out sometime, get to know each other. I said, that's fine. I'm not against that. I'm sorry. Okay, I think that's it. Sorry, my father-in-law, he has a clock that goes off like every hour or whatever. What time is it? Or every few minutes or so, whatever. So it has this little clock. But I just want to stop because I don't want it to be playing while I'm making a video. Y'all can't hear me, like, what is that noise going on? But yeah, he asked for my contact information. We exchanged numbers or whatever. And we told each other, we talked to each other, and we went about our day. I went about into my orientation and everything. And come to find out, he lived like the street that I had lived on at first, because my mom had been in a relationship with somebody. So the guy that she was with, where we lived at, he was literally like up the block. So he lived like literally down the block from us. Whatever, he didn't live far at all. So even I come to find out, so I wasn't tripping. He wasn't tripping about the whole thing. So pretty sure I did hear from him later. I heard from him throughout the day. We were talking, and I was all giddy, like, ooh, I got some male attention. Oh my goodness. But we didn't make plans to link that day, but we made plans to do it sooner or later. And yeah, I think I was pretty tired from my orientation. We was there for a couple hours, so I was tired. I ain't trying to link. I ain't trying to do nothing. I probably want to eat and, watch some TV or whatever, lay down and just chill for the rest of the day. Any day I have an interview and I'm stressed out and anxious, or orientation, I do not want to go anywhere else after that. I want to go home. I'm sorry. I don't want to link. I want to hang out. I don't care if it's a dude, a friend. I just want to, unless it's an emergency, I just want to chill. I don't want to do any of that. So yeah, fast forward, I would say a few days later, maybe even a week probably, he invited me to come to his house once again. He lived up the block or whatever. I lived down the block. Actually, he lived up the block. So I get there or whatever, we just chilling, we're eating or whatever. I think I already ate though. I think I did eat. And then I was just like, yeah, I think we just was watching TV, listening to some, R&B jams, and he smoked a little, smoked a little trizzy. I ain't gonna say that because I'm not tripping. I'm not trying to have YouTube taking my videos down or whatever. So he smoked a little trizzy. And me being from Baltimore, not that everybody from Baltimore smoke or whatever, but me, I would say from the time I was 17 up until the time I was like 21, I smoked a little trizzy myself. And since this was between like the time 19 to 20 years old, I was still smoking. I was still smoking that trizzy. And, me moving to West Virginia, I don't know nobody, and everybody acting all free paranoid, so I could never get any from nobody. I could never like buy it off of anybody, really. I had a few people, but they were really unreliable, and I didn't know them like that. So when I first moved out there, my mom knew that I smoked, and before my mom stopped, she smoked a little trizzy. So she would have her homegirl's son, I got ADHD, my goodness. Okay, got it. She would have my mom would get her homegirl's son to cop it for her to give to my mom so she can give to me or whatever. My mom just told me what you getting, like how much for, like what you want, whatever. She gave it to me, and I do, you know, I go do my thing. So, you know, when I went over there, well, that's just a little side story or backstory. But yeah, I used to smoke or whatever. So, you know, when I came over there, he would always smoke me up. And when I really did like that. That was sweet of him. He didn't have to do that. That was very nice. But pretty much all the dudes I knew used to smoke me up. Who wouldn't want to smoke me up? But yeah, so he would always just smoke me up or whatever. But the first time that we had started talking and started hanging out and came over, he would always just like, yo, you want to smoke or whatever? Or I would buy from him or whatever, get something from him. He was real cool. So, you know, I'm just vibing, watching TV or whatever. Of course, I know I probably should have been going to a man's house that I just met, whatever. Don't ever do this. Don't do this, okay? This is 19, 20-year-old Courtney. And even then, I'm still like I said, that's that Baltimore mentality. You just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just used to doing stuff by myself. I'm just used to it. I'm sorry. It ain't like I got a crew with me all the time or homegirls or nothing or a bodyguard, like, you know, arm to arm with me. I'm for the most part, if I'm not with Jordan, I'm by myself. So, yeah, so pretty much the night is going on, and probably towards the end of the night, it's getting a little late, and I don't want to be out too late or whatever. It's dark. I still gotta walk down, even though it's just a block down. You gotta be careful. I'm not from here. These aren't my parts. So, you know, I say my goodbyes or whatever. You know, talk to them, give them a hug or whatever. We'll call each other or text each other. And I kind of like, it's like I kind of wanted to kiss him or whatever. And I was kind of, I had my arms around him, and he had like his hands or like his arms around my waist or whatever. And we hugged each other, and then we just like looked at each other like face to face. And I was just like, I stopped myself. I was like, oh my God. And he was just like, oh, you wanted to kiss me hard. I was just like, no. And I was just like, yeah. But he caught on. He caught on. So, you know, that was the first link. The first link was pretty chill. It was pretty cool. Obviously, was some attraction there, but I didn't want to come off too pressed or thirsty or nothing. And honestly, I didn't think it would be a good decision to just hop into something that quickly. Like, especially just meeting you. Like, it ain't even, I get it. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you want to meet somebody, that's your business or whatever. It's just me being in this, I was still kind of in denial about a situation with a guy, and back in Baltimore. And it was really hard being out there. And I guess I was just trying to fill a void at the time. And I don't know. I think it was partly was a little bit of denial, wanting me to kind of something to distract me. And me low-key still, low-key, high-key, still being in denial about my situation with that guy, who was obviously playing mind games with me. So yeah, so that was that. And so I'm gonna fast forward to like probably like a week or so later. I was set to start my job at McDonald's, and if I wasn't really working or like smoking or like going shopping or whatever, I was pretty much chilling. And I don't even think I would shop like that. Because back then, it was just trizzy. I was just, oh my goodness. I promise you, it was like 7 to 10 blizzies a day. Like this, it was a lot. I did it a lot. I could not eat right without smoking. I could not sleep right without smoking. I could not like function or go about and get stuff done without smoking. Like that was really, really like, I don't want to say you can be like addicted to trizzy, but I definitely would say in my case, I was. Because I just noticed a change in myself, like that I don't like, you know. I was real aggressive and mean all the time. If I didn't have it, or even if I did have it, I was always losing stuff and getting mad and blaming everybody. Ask my aunts when I lived with them. I used to stay blaming them when I would lose something, and then it would be right in front of me the whole time. Like, yeah. It made me real lazy. It made me not want to, it just gave me no motivation. And sometimes I really wouldn't eat like that. I really wouldn't have appetite. And if I did eat, it was just mostly junk food or something. So it's just, it just wasn't for me. So it's many reasons why like I stopped smoking or whatever. But yeah, pretty much, you know, if I wasn't working or just smoking or whatever, I'm pretty much just chilling in the house or whatever, or making moves elsewhere. So me and E are still hanging out. We're still chilling. Um, I've been over, at this point, I've been over his house. I would probably say like 2 or 3 times now. So we're gonna move to, like, I would say the third or the fourth time we linked and I went over his house. Um, and if you ask why he never came over, I just wouldn't feel comfortable inviting him to my people's house. And my mom was not having that. I never snuck no dudes into my dad's house, my mom's house. I never brought no dudes over to my dad's house. Because, you know, some parents are okay with that, but my parents, they just didn't play about that. So I'll say this is probably the third or the fourth link that we're hanging out. So, you know, I get to his place or whatever. We're chilling. We decide to go upstairs this time. And listen to music. We're, you know, just chilling or whatever. And, you know, I thought that we were the only people in the house. So, you know, I mean, why wouldn't he be? He lived by himself. Hold on. Okay, good. It's only did it once. So I get to his house. We're just chilling. We're in his room, just vibing, listening to music. And it's not like we had planned to like smush or do anything. That wasn't planned. It was just, you know, one thing just led to another. You know, we're feeling each other. Obviously, like I said before, we were attracted to each other. And, you know, he's cool. He's nice or whatever. And, you know, we're about to, I think, did we? Because I don't, this is very awkward talking about. I don't know. I'm trying to think if he had already had like a rubby. I'm trying to think if he already had a rubby or something happened where between that time, I think it broke or something, and he had to get another one, but he had no more. So that's how you know it wasn't planned. He ain't having no more. So he said like, dang, like I mean, if you wouldn't mind, like you can come with me, or I could, you know, go by myself or whatever. He said I'll be quick though. And I was just like, I really don't feel like oh, I gotta fix that. What is that? I can either go run and get it or whatever, or you can come with me. And honestly, I was so tired, and we was honestly like smoking and stuff too. So I was like, you can go ahead and get it. If you feel comfortable with me being here or whatever, you ain't gotta worry about me, but whatever. If you feel comfortable, then go ahead. And he was like, okay, I'll be back. So, you know, he opens his room door, he leaves out. I'm sitting there like pretty much half naked. I probably have like in my undies and like a tank top or like a bra or whatever. And he is like, he all of a sudden, I turn my head or whatever. I'm just looking at the TV, just looking around like, this is okay. And then I look in the doorway, tell me why it's a little boy, like a little baby, look like a little toddler, just curly, little cute. He used to look so adorable, but he just looked so scared and so uncomfortable. And he was just looking at me like he didn't say anything. It was nothing. It was just like he just looked scared and he looked confused. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh. Like, either I'm seeing stuff, either this Trizzy got me on a different level, or this is a little child, this is a little baby standing in the doorway. What? So I was just like, okay. I was just like, it's awkward, because I was like, he did tell me he had kids, but this is obviously his little baby. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, and not only I'm embarrassed for me, but I'm embarrassed for the little baby, because I'm not the kind of person, I just can't. Oh my gosh, that's just, it was just an uncomfy night for me. I imagine how uncomfy it is for that little baby. Like, so I was just like, hi, I'm just trying to be, make him feel comfortable. And it's so awkward, because I couldn't even imagine if my child were to, see that and have to, go through that. It was just really, really awkward. It was just, maybe, I don't know. Okay. But pretty much he's just standing there. And I would say I was waiting for E to get back. I was waiting for him to get back. I think we probably were waiting like 10-15 minutes, but it honestly felt like an hour or longer. Like, it just felt like so much longer. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So he finally gets back after a while. And I was just like, hey, like, he's like, oh, you met my son or whatever. I was like, yeah, I did. And so, he goes to the son. He try to make sure he's okay. Tends to him or whatever, as he should. And he comes back a little bit, and the little baby's walking around, and he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, like, much he was sleeping, so he must have just woke up when I was gone. Like, and I said, yeah. He said, I was like, it's just a little uncomfortable. I didn't want to make him feel unsafe, or just because how kids are. Like, he know me, but his child don't know me. Like, and he shouldn't have to honestly see that. I said it's very uncomfortable. Like, I'm trying to put my stuff on and my clothes on, get myself together until he come back, and he got this little baby staring at me. He probably, I don't know if he was traumatized or whatever. So, and you could have told me if your kid was going to be around or whatever. That would have been nice to know. Jeez, because you could have kicked it with me another time. We did not have to kick it in this moment or whatever. We could have kicked it another time, especially, I get it, you don't mind, but you don't want to have everybody and their mama around your kids. And how I want to be around your kids. That's most importantly. We just met each other. We still getting to know each other. So whether we start kicking on that level or not, it's a time and place, and that just wasn't the time. So but I mean, it's cool. It's your child. At the end of the day, as long as there ain't no baby mama drama, don't have your baby mama crack a slick or do no mess with me, because don't nobody got time for that. But so we decided to go downstairs or whatever, pretty much watch TV, and, we're chilling. He's playing with his toys. And, like I said, he smoked that Trizzy, and I did too or whatever. And before you know it, but I didn't expect to, I don't know, I wasn't really planning on smoking. But now that I see the baby here, I'm not thinking he's going to smoke or whatever. I didn't think he was going to smoke in front of him or whatever at first. But then as time is going on, I see him, he already got something rolled up and he lighting it up or whatever. And I was just like, and he was like, you trying to smoke or whatever? And I was like, no, the baby is right here, whatever. And he was like, no, it's okay. Like, just go ahead or whatever. No. What? Like, am I tripping? Let me know in the comments if you think I'm tripping. Like, this is crazy. So, I was like, no, he want to inhale it. He said, no, it's all right. He good. And at first I took the blizzy, but then I was just like, I can't do this. I can't. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that in front of another child. And I don't want nobody doing that in front of my child. Like, you should not want to do that in front of your child. And this is where I started getting turned off, because it's like, you seem like you was cool or whatever at first. I can't tell nobody how to raise their child. I can't tell anybody that. I can't. That's your business. But it's just certain things I'm not comfortable with. And whether some parents or people want to admit it or not, the things that you do in front of your child or in front of people, it says a lot about you. It definitely says a lot about you as a parent. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't, it's just me. I don't feel comfortable smoking in front of somebody's child. No. And I wouldn't do it in front of my child, and I wouldn't want anybody doing it in front of my child. It's just some stuff is just a no-no in front of children. I'm sorry. And he's a little toddler. He ain't even like 8 or to 10 or nothing. Like, even then, that the age matters. But no, he's a little baby. He's still a little baby. No. And then the father is still, he is still smoking it, and he blowing it in the kid's face. The baby is inhaling it like, he just being a kid, so he don't know what's going on. And I was just like, no. I was like, I'm getting so turned off by this dude right now. No. So I got uncomfortable, and I did not stay long after that. I would say I probably stayed maybe 15, 20 minutes, not long after that. And I decided to just pack it up. I just thought it was best to just leave. And he was just like, you okay? Like, why you want to, you're good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, I'm a little tired. It's been a long, little night. But whole time, I'm just extremely uncomfortable. And I'm not going to be rude and be like, you a bum, you a clown. Like, you do this when you get. Like, I'm not going to do that. But it's just like, I can't be around this. I can't be around it. Not this little poor baby inhaling. Not him getting hizzy off the trizzy. Like, no, I can't. So I was just packed it up and I just left. I said, he said, okay, like, I'll talk to you soon or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to you. I felt like it was super awkward, and I don't know if he felt that, but it felt awkward to me. It was awkward enough. It was awkward to me, and I couldn't do it no more. So I left, and I'm trying to think, like, I don't remember if we text once I got home or the next day or wherever, but excuse me. I would say I ghosted him, but I didn't hear nothing from him. So it's like, I don't know, maybe he expected me to kind of blow him up and talk to him and stuff, because, I think I texted him before. I would text him at times, but he would text me more. I don't know. But after a while, we just stopped talking. It didn't take long, maybe like a few weeks, a month or so, and we just did not talk anymore. But I don't remember him texting me or whatever, so it was like, if you really wanted to talk to me or whatever, you could have texted me or something. I'm sorry. But honestly, that really did turn me off from him. Maybe I was dragging it. Maybe I went overboard, but I just felt uncomfortable. Imagine, what his mother might be thinking. It's bad enough women who have kids that are not with their, the father of their children or the mother of children. They're already probably worried, what kind of women is he having around my child? What kind of men is she having around my child? It can be nerve-wracking. It can be a lot for some people, because all you can, most people, they're concerned about their child's well-being, and I would be the same way. So I can only imagine what his child's mother would think if she knew that he's smoking around his child and the baby is inhaling it and stuff like that. It's just too much, and it just did not sit right with me. And honestly, I really got turned off by him. I did. And maybe I really wasn't like sweating him much after that. But then it had been a while, maybe like a couple of weeks, maybe a month. And I know that's a little weird to kind of hit somebody up and try to, I wouldn't say reconnect, but just check on him, see how he's doing, because it was a minute. And like I said, if he wanted to talk to me, you could have hit my phone. You got my number, whatever. You got me on social media. So I did hit him on Messenger, and I was just like, hey, I probably blocked him. I don't even on like the regular phone. I don't know. But I don't know. I wasn't texting or calling him. No, I don't think I blocked him. No, that's not me to even do that. I would just, but I kind of did ghost him in a way. But I just checked on him and see how he was doing. I was just like, hey, how's it going or whatever. Um, and at first, I thought he had been like responding in a kind of a positive way. He was kind of like, hey, what's up with you? I haven't heard from you in a minute. And I was just like, yeah, I just want to check on you, see how you was doing or whatever. Maybe, if you want to hang out or whatever, we can, or you want to, talk sometime or whatever, maybe you can or whatever. Trying to give an olive branch or whatever. And he was just like, he kind of pretty much, I guess he was a little salty that I ghosted him because in all, really, we kind of, you think about it, we kind of ghosted each other because, like, once again, if you were so interested, you could have hit me up and said something. I'm not too proud to talk to a guy or hit a guy up, whatever. But, at the end of the day, all that time go by, you didn't think, like, dang, like, I didn't do anything to you. I don't have no due to the side or nothing. I wasn't doing anything. So, I don't know. We lived we lived up the block from each other at the time. So it wasn't a boy, get out of here. Like, and then after the message he sent me, he was like, yeah, I'm not really sure what happened or what caused us to stop talking or what caused you to, not message me anymore. I'm not sure really what happened. But he said something along the lines, and then after that he said, you know, but like take care or something or have a nice day. And I was like, oh, okay, this is doing this again. Okay. So but yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, see, that's why I can't be nice to people, whatever. And I said I was trying to be nice because I was like, dang, maybe I was a little bit too hard on him like that. Everybody, raises their children differently, but I'm not gonna sit up here in front like it wasn't uncomfortable to me. It was. So yeah. And I get it, but it's like, boy, were you looking for something serious? You didn't say let's date or whatever, let's do anything. So don't try to make it seem like, you are the victim in this situation. You the one probably, and I'm probably not the only chick you invited over there. Cause I think he'd been talked to a couple people girls in Martinsburg. It wouldn't surprise me. Cause when I was following him on Facebook at the time, it was just like, okay. Not that you can't follow women or dudes on social media, whatever, but it's just how you go about it. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, child, I was like, go ahead, go have your different women, go do what you want, go smoke around your kids, go smoke around them. You can do whatever you want. I don't even care at this point. I got my own dude that I'm in a relationship with back in Baltimore in my delusional mind, even though it's not a relationship. It is a relationship. And that's my man. Even though it's really not my man. He's only my man in my head. But, he keep blowing me up. He keep calling me. He keep reaching and checking up on me now and then. So, yeah, that's my man. Even if it's in my head. So, yeah, I ain't got time for you. So, whenever it didn't work out with a dude, I'd be like, all right, no. At that time, I was like, back to my man. Okay. I'm going to tell some stories about him. Because yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like, I would still see him around town for a few years. I haven't seen him in a while. But after a while, sometimes I would drive past that street or whatever, and he would be outside on a corner, like talking to people or doing something, or I would just see him in passing. I don't know. He probably moved out of Martinsburg. I don't know. I don't care. He's not relevant. Not even relevant to get a real name or whatever in here, because that's why I only told this one story, because he's wasn't around that long. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. I guess I ghosted him, but technically we ghosted each other. And then, I wouldn't even say he ghosted me. It was just like he kind of like he kind of just pointed me to the left, like to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story or whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed it or whatever. It was very uncomfy for me talking about it. Very uncomfy. But, you know, just if you want to be around people's kids or stuff like that, just be respectful. Don't do anything around their kids or do anything to the kids that you wouldn't want done to yours. Be respectful and don't let anybody compromise your morals or, you know, how you feel about certain stuff. Because maybe some people would think I'm dragging it, but I don't. I'm sorry. It's just, I couldn't even imagine coming around the mother of someone's child, knowing I've been doing certain stuff around them, or, you know, it's just, I can't. Some people don't care, and some people do, and I just happen to be that person that does. So, yep. Make sure that you like and subscribe, leave a comment, leave an emoji, leave anything other than the comment section, because that's going to help push these videos out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So that's it for this video, y'all. I'll see y'all later and bye.